We're talking with Pat Grant, immediate past chairman, Western Stock Show Association, vice chair of the Capital Campaign. Thanks so much for your time today.
My pleasure, Ed. Happy to be here and talk about Stock Show.
Before we talk about Stock Show, let me talk a little bit about you. Tell us about where and how you grew up.
Well, I grew up on a farm, southwest Denver.
And you got this in your blood from the get-go.
Early on, my dad said, "Sonny, you need to get out in the fields and you need to go to work."
And you did.
And I did.
That's right.
And that was one of the first real values of my life, was learning how to work. My father was involved at Stock Show, second vice president, horse show manager.
Wow.
And so as a young boy, he used to bring me and my brother and sisters out to Stock Show every January, so it was in our blood.
Right, right. In your blood. You've known this all your life. Tell us a little bit about then your history with the National Western. It's certainly a celebrated and impressive history.
When I was a young boy and sometime with his sister or brother, Dad would place me in the horse show judge's box in the rodeo arena at the Coliseum.
Wow.
And he would just leave me there. And so he'd give me a $5 bill, which was a huge amount of money at that time.
Right.
And I would buy popcorn or cotton candy and just love it. So that was sort of my first experience that I remember. But my involvement out here over the years continued.
Yeah, for so many years you've been really the face of the National Western Stock Show, and you've poured your heart and your soul into this place. Tell us why you just relentlessly love to do that.
Well, I think one of the most important lessons in life for people, and especially young people, is to learn and better understand who oneself is. So as I grew up on a farm and grew up on a ranch and managed our family ranch, I learned that this was really part of me and the rural ranching world. And then through my political involvements, was tapped by Nick Petrie to come out and head the National Western. He saw something in me that he thought would help this great institution grow and go beyond. Wonderful experience, feel passionate about it, feel passionate about our mission about helping people better understand the rural agricultural heritage in which we all share.
Sure. Now, the renovation and the rebuilding project has been in play really in one way or another for a whole lot of years, and you're the really driving force behind it, and especially of keeping it right here in Denver. So tell us why the National Western Stock Show is so important to Denver.
From the perspective of Denver, I'm sure National Western is seen as part of the cultural fabric and cultural sort of diversity of which the rural agricultural food production background is a part.
Right.
But Denver, as an international city, really works very hard to develop its quality, its international flavor, its international stature, but a significant part of that is who we are and from where we come, and I think Denver appreciates that. From National Western standpoint, we went through some very difficult, trying years trying to determine where was the best location where we could recreate and redevelop a vision for the future of National Western. We had discussions with Aurora.
Right.
We had discussions with other cities and municipalities. But we were always of the mind that we knew our moral compass, our anchor, our heritage, our love, our background was right here where we started.
Right. So that final decision that was made to keep it right here in Denver was just immensely important.
Hugely important, but it was critical because of the many political leaders with whom I engaged and discussed the future over the years as to how do we develop, refund, recreate this vision of the future for National Western. I will name one person in particular without whom we would not be where we are today, and that is Mayor Michael Hancock.
Sure.
This gentleman, yes, he's a politician, but he is a person of courage. He's a person of vision. He keeps his promise. He took enormous risks. So I'm a big fan. Pete Coors has been a key part of this. Ron Williams has been a key part. Doug Jones, but without a Paul Andrews as president and CEO succeeding me in bringing this to fruition, we wouldn't be where we are. So it's been a team.
Right, team effort that has made this really like nothing else in the country, maybe nothing else in the world.
In my opinion, that's absolutely true, Ed. We are one of the top large indoor rodeos in North America, but we also have an amazing, nationally known, among the very largest horse shows, and in the world, we're known as the Super Bowl of livestock shows. So internationally, we have a very real presence.
And with everything that you're doing, with all this renovation and the rebuilding, you're really going to just solidify that position.
Especially with the terrific partnership we have with City and County of Denver. Yeah. We could not be where we are without Carter State University.
Right.
And the vision of Tony Frank as chancellor and president of CSU to create this partnership. And of course, the History Colorado is a critical programming partner.
Museum of Nature and Science.
Museum of Nature and Science is a critical programming partner. So this is truly a partnership in a shared vision.
Right. Now, I know kind of along those lines that education is something that you deeply care about with the National Western mission. Tell us why those educational programs are so paramount with you.
I think because in my family, in the Grant family, we grew up having pounded in our heads the importance of a good, high-quality education, being exposed to and learning how to communicate, learning how to think, learning how to analyze, learning how to appreciate the world around you. And so I've taken that sort of bedrock education foundation value and tried to help, among others, develop that through the National Western. The rural-urban linkage and connection and relationship is a rural-urban connection we have to enhance, develop, and educate.
Right. That seems something that is just falling by the wayside so many areas, but for you guys it's even getting stronger. And I think with this new space, there'll be new opportunities that will really enhance all the education programs you talk about.
Absolutely.
And I know that you and your wife Carla really have been tremendous supporters. Tell us what it's meant to both of you that your names will forever be associated with this organization.
She and I were always partnering in what we were doing, whether it was a political campaign, but particularly out here at the National Western.
Right.
She was very involved in the early days of the Citizen of the West dinner. She helped chair that dinner for a couple of years. She has been key, and so she's very much a part of, on her own, what she's doing to help further and help educate and help fund education of young people. So she individually, but we as a partnership, have really tried to pursue our passion, and we've done it with great joy, great happiness. We're just thrilled to be part of it.
And I know they're thrilled to have you. With everything that's going on, that everything you've seen, all the capital campaign and getting it off the ground, what's been the biggest surprise for you?
The biggest surprise is the incredible time and effort and persistence required in furthering this redevelopment effort. You always have to have good people around you.
Sure.
You've got to have people on whom you can depend and with whom to work. And that has been the key here. So we're humbled, we're pleased, we're honored to be part of this. There's been nothing like it, certainly in my life.
What do you hope your legacy is with the National Western?
That in some small way, I was able to help move this marble, to help the National Western and the city and county of Denver and the state of Colorado better understand, better appreciate our Western way of life, our Western values, our Western heritage. And that's so important.
Pat Grant, thank you so much for your time. It's been an honor to interview you and talk to you all about this, and I appreciate your time.
It's my honor to be with you.